So we're going to try to plant a tomato. We're early. It is the end of April, and we will get it in the garden that has some partial nutrients in it, and put some wall of water, and we are planning snow and very cold temperatures in the next couple days, and we'll see how everything turns out at the end. Most of this has been covered with leaves throughout the year. We've added other sorts of nutrients. I have some extra alfalfa meal, which may make a very tall, healthy tomato with very few tomatoes on it, but we can fix that in our pruning a little bit later on. So I can add that just on top. I generally don't upset my soil too much because I know there's a lot of worms in here and they're quite pleased with the condition of the soil. This hasn't been watered in a very long time, except for just what was sprayed on it today. I like the gardening forks because I don't have to move all of the soil. I can just move the soil, a little bit of it, without having to shovel everything out. I need to be deep enough for this tomato so that I can sink it. So we have some decent roots, still kind of flimsy. I don't like a real flimsy plant. I want it to be stockier, stronger. By sinking it, I will make it do that. The little white dots along the stem will become roots, and it will root as far up that stem as needed. So some people will lay them down across the soil like this, and then poke the head up like that. The principle is that the soil surface stays warm, and that'll warm up that root growth. We're here in a plastic house, so I'm really not too concerned about that. Not too concerned about, the soil's not the best we have, but I like the organic fertilizers, so I'll add more. So I sunk that kind of up to his gills, and I think it's going to do fine. I'm going to leave a little puddle because I only water where my tomato plant lives, and that's how I'm going to get that in the ground. Then we'll try to fill up the wall of water and see. And usually if you do a 5-gallon bag or bucket in the middle, it will help hold it as you get it going. I'm having a hard time getting that. There we go. There she goes. So the wall of water tubes, each one got filled about 2/3 full. To fill it up, you'll start going opposite each other on the tubes and kind of go around. And I've got a 5-gallon bucket in here to help hold it up so it wasn't too hard. It also caught a lot of the water as I was spilling, trying to get these tubes to take it. So now we'll see if I can lift this. I'm going to go over our little tomato plant over there. I'll try to not crush it. And I need to make a teepee. So my bottoms need to be further out in the plant. And if you can take a look in there, it's actually pretty comfortable in there. And we do want it to, because it's going to get so cold, is we'll pull those out and create a little greenhouse. When it gets hot, we can vent that up a little bit. Some people will leave them in there for most of the growing season, but the plant will push itself out. We'll take that off because of the heat of the poly house, and we don't want to run them too hot, and we'll end up putting a cage on them or actually dropping a support wire and helping support this plant later. But I need to water that in, and we'll see how this plant survives. We're supposed to go into the mid-20s in the next 2 days. So we'll leave it on now, let the heat build up. It's not what this plant wanted to do today, but that's how the garden grows.